Little Rock, KTV. The story comes from KTV. Hot Springs marijuana cultivation facility was fined thousands of dollars Wednesday after state officials determined they violated a series of charges. Ooh. Leafology, which was facing fines up to $15,500 and a 15-day suspension, walked away from the Arkansas Alcoholic Beverage Control Board's meeting owing $10,500. Charges range from failure to keep odors under control and a failure to properly label and store medical marijuana in a safe or a vault, among other violations. Before Wednesday's meeting, Leafology paid $5,000 for 9,237 grams of inventory that could not be located. Now, for those of you out there, 9,000 grams. It's about 1,000 grams per pound, 1,008 grams per pound. So that's about 9 pounds. And at a street level of around 2,000 per pound, this facility could have quite possibly made $18,000. Someone there did, and they only paid $5,000 on it. During the ABC meeting, agents who wrote the violations were questioned about their feelings, and residents living near the Garland County cultivation facility shared their concerns. Phil Higdon said he lives on the south side of the facility and shared his concerns about the odor. This guy here doesn't know what he's talking about. When you smell it, it's good. Noise and smell. I think 10,500 fine is probably, they make that every second of the day. So I don't think that's impacting their pockets at all. It sounds like jealousy. He said the suspension would have been a bit a bitter thing as far as them really getting serious about correcting the problem, which they haven't. Higdon said efforts from Leafology to improve the situation were not working and noted that he and other residents could potentially see themselves speaking on the same issues in front of the governing board down the road. Leadership in council for Leafology noted the reason the smell had been an issue for so long was due to a series of weather events that caused their pipes to freeze, leading their building to be damaged. We had a freeze event in December, below zero, multiple days. Highs never got above 32 degrees, Leafology attorney Damon Singleton said. It caused some issues. Leafology worked on those issues as best as they could. Singleton said there were also hailstorms that caused severe damage to the facility's roof. Scott Harden, spokesperson for the Arkansas Department of Finance and Administration, which manages the ABC division, said the state has 8 cultivation facilities and most of them are located in more rural areas. This is a little closer to obviously an apartment complex and homes, he said. That's why I think this has become such an issue. I do too. Harden said although the board decided to do away with the suspension and implement the fine, ABC will still monitor the situation. Leafology still has an obligation to meet the requirements, and that there's not a smell surrounding this facility, and that they continue to be a good neighbor, he said. Just because today's decision doesn't mean that ABC steps back. We have to continue to monitor this to ensure that there is compliance. And that looks like the end of my story right there. So for me, my personal opinion, you guys out there, make sure you leave yours in the comments, and I'm going to ask the rest of my co-hosts here what they think. I think that the residents here are just a little bit jealous. You can hear he's pocket watching, talking about how much money he makes every day or they make every day. I don't think that they took in consideration that, in fact, there was a storm there in December and it could have caused significant damage to this facility. And I think that the people in and around this facility doesn't really understand the kind of money that could be brought in from just the tax revenue alone, not including the benefit of how it could change the community for a positive. Tell me what you think in the comments. And for my co-hosts, let me know what you think. I'm sorry about the noise.
Oh man. So they're hating on him for the smell. Am I correct on this? That's what they're finding him
They're
for?
hating on him for the smell, and they said that some weed was missing, but clearly they stated, because remember, even back here, my guy here in Texas, he remembers it froze over in December. Tons of people out here, even in Texas, died because of the severe weather conditions, and
I
they
remember
noted
that.
that.
I remember
Yeah, they
that.
noted it.
I remember that.
And now they're trying to close down these people's business, and I just think that it's just a lot of hate and misunderstanding.
a lot of prohibition going on out there. I mean, but like in Arkansas, you this is kind of par for the course a little bit. I mean, that is definitely a very large prohibitionist state out there. You with me,
Well,
Tony?
the
Bill Clinton
smell
was out there.
issue,
Yeah. Well, I
the
mean,
smell issue is used. It's like children. Oh, the children. Oh, I smell it. Okay. Well, it doesn't smell like burnt weed.
hmm
And that's an issue that we just butt heads out here in California all the time. People don't want to smell this. Well, the smell of this plant is nothing compared to the cow shit when you drive south on Interstate 5.
Yep.
But, that's okay because they're a cow county and it's agricultural.
Or
And
when
it's horrible. He ain't even
or
lying.
Dale
Oh my God.
or Dale when you're when you're in Colorado and you're passing the Purina factory, and oh my God, that's the most probably rancid smell. That's probably even worse than the 5, in all honesty.
You drive through
I think
Lubbock,
that
there's the
next. I
slaughterhouse.
live in.
A
Yep.
certain day when the wind blows through town, oh my God.
Yeah.
So
See,
bad.
exactly. But people want to continue to eat. People are going to want to continue to smoke. Everything else like that. So people want to feed their pets and whatnot. So people have to put up with some nuisance somewhat of the time in order for all industries to survive and for us to maintain this quality of life that we all love so much. So, any other thoughts, Dale, Stone, Tony? All right, seeing as no,
Bullshit, what it is.
it's bullshit is what it is exactly right. I totally agree with you. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that this man is even having to go through that, and we sympathize with him and his efforts and hope that he is hope that he ultimately is victorious through all this, and they end up having to pay all of his legal fees. But nonetheless,